We're live. Let's just wait for people to come on and we'll start. The title of this video is I blanked my best friend in the gym. And that actually happened. But it was a bit of a like a clickbaity one because he is my best friend, but he was my best friend. So it's my best friend from like 20 years ago. But the point is, I saw him in the gym and I was like, do I go say hi? I'm with like, well, I'm on my own, but I'm around people that I know, and I'm like, do I go say hi to him or not? Because I've not seen this guy in like 20 years time. And but I've seen him on Facebook and stuff, and I've seen him around, but I was like, this is a bit strange. Like, he's with his friend, I'm on my own. What do I do? Do I say hi to him? And if you're joining today, this live, welcome to the live. Let's see who's on. If you're joining today, say hi. And my name is Rob. Go live. Try and go live every day. And today's live is a bit different. Well, actually, it's kind of similar to the ones that I usually do. But welcome to the live, people. Welcome. We finally made it. We finally made it because I tried to go live 2 times and it failed miserably. And I'm gonna make sure the chat's on, so whoever says some stuff, we can talk. Anyway, I blanked my best friend. I don't know if you're from America or the UK, but in the UK we say blanked if you kind of like ignored somebody. And I wanted to do this live for a particular reason, and you'll find out later on when we chat. Basically, I'm in the gym and I'm thinking, I know this guy, but I'm not 100% sure if this guy is that guy. And I'm thinking, you know what? I'm on my own. He's with his friend. I've not seen this guy in 20 years' time. And I'm thinking, should I go and say hi to him? Hi, Lana Joy. Welcome to the live. So I'm like thinking, would it be weird? Would it be awkward? Maybe I overthink, because usually I don't care saying hi to anybody. Like, I could say hi to anybody. That's why I do this channel. That's why I go live. I'm an extrovert and I don't really care what people think, which is kind of an irony, because if I really didn't care, I would have went and said hi to him. But I didn't, right? I didn't say hi to him. Well, because the thing is, it's been 20 years and you're not seen this person in 20 years' time. It's like seeing your childhood friend, but you never ever spoke to them before then. Yeah, I was like, I was walking back home and I'm like thinking, is there something wrong with me? Why didn't I just go up to him and say hi to him? Like, I've not seen him for ages. We were like best friends in primary. We had all these fun times together playing football and stuff like that. And it made me think like, why would I not say hi to him? But then I realized why, because in our lives, we're setting boundaries every single day. And this live is going to be basically about boundaries. So if anyone's joining, Brain Feed, this channel is basically about mindset and how to improve yourself, because I like reading books and I like people. So if you're joining here, thank you for joining, and thank you for subscribing if you are already subscribed. Channel grew by quite a bit. And yeah, I'm reading this book, wherever it is. It's called Boundaries. This book is called Boundaries, and I'm a firm believer that 99% of the problems that we're facing in life is literally because of this. It's just bad boundaries. Yeah, I want to hear your sad day. Go for it. But yeah, every single problem we're facing is just that. It's like, can you create a good boundary between you and another person? And maybe it's not the best. It's not the best example to say about this guy who I knew for like 5 years' time, not seen him in 20 years' time, and I didn't say hi to him. But in reality, I did actually share a boundary between me and him. That could have been cultural boundary. That could have been, well, mostly it's going to be a time boundary, isn't it? So like, I've not seen the guy for 20 years' time. So for me to go up to him and say hi, it might not even be the person that I think it is, but I'm sure it was that guy. Like, you know, when you see a face and you're like, I've seen you on Facebook, and I'm like, that is the guy. So hi, Annika, welcome to the live. This is the Brain Feed community. If you've been seeing the posts in the community section, especially on YouTube, you'll know that this community is growing quite fast. And I'm from Algae. Where's that? Anyway, yeah, so one of the posts that I did that went kind of viral on YouTube on the community post section, if you noticed, is basically something to do with wait, let me just try and find it. It was basically to do with the gym. Oh, Algeria, nice. So we got people from all around the world. That's brilliant. Yeah, it was something to do with the gym, and I think it got like 7K likes. So I'm looking back at this post, and I'm thinking something relates to this as well. Oh no, it wasn't about the gym. Sorry, it was that funny meme when you're just chilling. When you're just chilling in the shower and someone bangs on the door yelling for you to get out, and I created this post and I'm like thinking, you know what? Even though it's a funny meme and it's just a meme and it's not got really much meaning to it. It has a lot of meaning to it. So I put, real talk, inconsiderate people infest your life until you die. No matter how nice you are, no matter how quiet you are. And this again comes back to boundaries. In this book, it basically says, if you're too much of a nice person, if you create too many boundaries, essentially what's gonna happen is you're gonna feel frustrated. So when you're like juggling too many things at once, maybe you're saying yes to too many things. Maybe you're and if that's you, put it in the comments. I want to hear your story. But you don't have to tell me in detail, but it'd be great to know about that too. So basically what I'm trying to say from this post, a lot of people really resonated because I said, the day you realize you're not a yes man or Mr. Nice Guy is the day you become the happiest person on earth. And I said, boundaries. And that was the time when I started reading this book. And I got this book recommended, believe it or not, when I was kind of semi-talking to a girl from Scotland back during COVID. And she said, I'm reading this book. And I was like, yeah, I've not read it all yet. It seems like a good book to read. She recommended this book and she was like, I'm reading this book. Do you want to read this book? I didn't say, do you want to read it? She was like, you should read it. It's good. And I literally, I ordered it on Amazon as soon as she told me, because I was like, I don't know what it was, but for some reason I was like, you know what? I'm going to order it at that time. So, and this book, okay, so like 2 million copies sold, right? If you do the maths, this has probably saved 20,000 marriages. Like on an actual like factual level, this has saved 20,000 marriages. Maybe not even married. Well, a lot of married people read this. I'm not married, but like a lot of people who are dealing with people constantly, managers, CEOs, founders, family people. And it's not only just for married people. You could be somebody who's like, single, but you're dealing with something at home. This is the perfect book. So I put coming back to this post, I keep on moving from subject to subject, but coming back to this post says, boundaries, you do not owe anything to anybody. So don't be the yes man or woman that bows down to peer pressure. Be you, be unique, and let your boundaries be known. The next time somebody tells you, I'm in control, reply back, are you though? Because there's a lot of controlling people in the world. And this book explains, don't be controlling. Don't give in to controlling people, because the people that give in to controlling people, unfortunately, they've not created the right boundaries that are necessary. And he goes through basically 10 laws they calls it 10 laws of boundaries. I won't go through all of them, but these laws of boundaries are pretty much really like spot on if you think about it. So law number 1 is kind of the law of sowing and reaping, that kind of thing. He puts it on there's a bit of a twist because he's a Christian, so he talks a lot about from a biblical perspective, which, if you're not a Christian, that's fine. You can still, I don't know where I am with the faith right now, but I still read this because it's about boundaries, and boundaries are important. And it doesn't matter whether you're spiritual or not. Every single day it doesn't even matter if you're the most introverted person in the world. You'll still deal with people. And if you want to succeed, you'll still deal with people. Whether you like it or not, you will deal with people. So these boundaries, these laws of boundaries. One of them is the sowing and reaping. And basically, I'll just read a little bit. It says, so if you eat and exercise regularly, you may suffer fewer health problems. If you budget wisely, you will have money for the bills and for the grocery store. Sometimes, however, people don't reap what they sow because someone else steps in and reaps the consequences for them. If every time you overspent, your mother sent you money to cover check overdrafts or high credit card balances, you wouldn't reap the consequences you have spendthrift ways. So basically, it's saying if somebody is doing something wrong, there's a cause and effect. And if you're stepping in, you're breaking that law of sowing and reaping, essentially. So that's one law. It's really cool, this book. So like, there's also a law of responsibility, which basically says, you know, it's about we should love one another and deny ourselves, or they actually become selfish and self-centered, or they feel guilty when they do someone a favor. So it's like not correct views of responsibility, essentially. Problems arise when boundaries of responsibility are confused. We are to love one another, not to be one another. I can't feel your feelings for you. I can't think for you. I can't behave for you. I can't work through the disappointment. So basically, if you're going through some difficulties with your relationship, it could be to do with the law of responsibility. So yeah, and then there's the law of power, the law of respect, the law of motivation. All these laws, you read it and it's like, wow, this guy knows well, he's a doctor for a start. But coming back to this story about did I do the right thing about it was kind of a joke, because do you really do this stuff? Well, I learn it. So whenever I need to implement it, of course, if I need to implement it, I'm going to implement it. But I'm not perfect. That's the thing. But it's good to know. It's good to know stuff like this. Because, like, you know, when you're reading books like these, boundaries, it's like an everyday thing. You do it without thinking. Like, think about countries. There's a boundary between each. Nazreen Banu, welcome. There's a boundary between each country, and it's there for a reason. The only way you can get in is with a passport. So, like, it's just the way the world is. And basically what I'm trying to say is, if you follow these laws of boundaries within this book, you will probably be the happiest person in the world. But the thing is, that's an ideal life. Just the world is difficult, and the world is unfair as well. Let's be honest, the world is unfair. So the story about me ignoring my friend from the gym, that was just a little introduction I thought I'd do, because if people are going to relate to these boundaries, it's going to be most likely to do with something that you've already so that's what I'm trying to say. So I ignored my friend in the gym, but I've not seen him in like 20 years time. That's the reason. So we're creating boundaries every single day. Hi, Gaming Frog DZ, welcome to the live. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Boundaries. If you crack this code, I honestly think you will just become the happiest person in the whole of the world, in life in general. Well, I hope you guys do makeup, possibly. No, there was not. No. The reason I called it that is because basically I wasn't sure. I wasn't even feeling it. Like I've not seen this guy in 20 years time, and he's on the other side of the gym, and like he's with his friend, you know, that sort of thing. So it's not that we had an argument or something like that. It's nothing to do with an argument. It's not an argument. But it's just interesting to see. Like, you see, I created a boundary between me and this guy, but in life, it's healthy to create boundaries. It is healthy. Like, if you have a boundary between you and somebody you love, there's a reason there's a boundary there. And the reason we got that boundary is because we want to show our respect to other people. Like, it's like you see it in social media, right? So you look in the comments when the people type in horrible things in the comments. Just let's think about it. Why are they doing that? I'm gonna subscribe to a YouTube channel, Gaming Frogs. Welcome. Get Baloney, welcome. So we got some people joining the live. Okay, and that's the main point, really. We want to respect each other, so we create the boundaries. And the book, it's got the 10 laws of boundaries, and it's just amazing, man. I just thought I'd share this with you because it's really encouraging to read things like that. And then when I'm sharing it with my guys here, with my YouTube channel, and the people who see the replay, they'll think, wow, this is a great message. So I don't take credit for anything I say because most of the things that I say is from books. It's an Arabic channel. Okay, so what's the let me ask you, what is the reason for the channel? Hey, Weather and the Dogs, welcome. It's great to have you here, by the way. It's great to have everybody here. And if we get enough people on here, it's play. Oh, so you got okay. It's playing games, right? So if I was to give you any advice on your YouTube channel with the gaming channel, I would say don't do what anyone else does. So if you want to stand out, you want to do something. Well, first of all, really niche, and you want to take some advice from people who are doing well, of course, but you do not want to basically do what everyone else does. Well, that's how life goes. Sometimes you have to make some boundaries. Yeah, 100%, man, 100%. And it goes both ways. It's not like just we're talking about like negative boundaries, but there's also positive boundaries. So boundaries that you make that people will respect you. And even if people are disrespecting you and overcoming your boundaries that they shouldn't be, when you start to create boundaries, you know what happens? Everything you have inside of you that is amazing, or your talents, or your gifts, or the happiness, you're keeping it yourself and you're guarding that. The only way you're going to guard that is by the boundaries. Hi, Atharf Cool. Welcome to the live. We got 7 people on. So if you're just joining today, this is Brain Feed channel. We grew by how many? We got like 50. Is it 55k? No, not 55. Yeah, something like 50k subs or something. But there's a lot of people that join the channel. I don't know why, but yeah, I know what you mean. That's awesome, Bryce. I'm really glad that people can relate. And I have 106 subs. Awesome. I once had 300 subs, which was literally when was that? That was about 3 months ago, 4 months ago. No. Yeah, about that. But the thing is with shorts, YouTube shorts, they help a lot. Because YouTube shorts brings people in, and then you can interact with your audience like I'm doing right now, and then you can grow your channel like that. So we're talking about boundaries, whoever's joining. Boundaries are so important. And for anyone thinking that I've got an argument with this friend, I don't. It was just a bit clickbaity. So that's it for me. Boundaries, 10 laws of boundaries, and I'll give you a bit of a summary before I go, which is basically there's 3 lessons, right? Is it 3 lessons? Lesson 1: it is an act of kindness to yourself and those around you to set boundaries. Lesson number 1. Lesson number 2: it can be hard to set up boundaries, but it will make your life much better. So if you're setting up the boundaries, it can be hard to make them. And at first, there's going to be some friction. There's always going to be friction. And the final one is boundaries are essential in both personal life and work life. So it's not just your personal life, it's your work life as well. Because we spend most of our lives in work. And that's where most of the problems are at work. So if you got any like value from this live, just hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining, guys.